Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Once upon a time, in a far-off castle, there lived a queen who wished very much to have a little girl. Her wish was granted. One day, a beautiful little princess was born. That day, the ground was covered with pure white snow, so the baby was named Snow White.
You shall be named Snow White. You're so beautiful.
While the child was still young, the queen died. The king married again. The new queen was beautiful, but she always wanted her magic mirror to tell her that she was the fairest. That is, the most beautiful lady in the land.
As Snow White grew older, she became very beautiful. And the queen, well, she became jealous of Snow White. "That's Snow White! Huh!" she would snort. One day, the magic mirror told the queen that Snow White was the fairest in the land. The queen became very angry, and she ordered a servant to take poor little Snow White into the woods and then kill her.
But the kind servant loved the princess, and instead he told her, run far off into the forest and hide."
Snow White, well, she was very frightened and lonely. Night came and she fell fast asleep. In the morning, she began walking through the forest, looking for help. At last, she came to a small house in a clearing. It was a little house, small enough for a child's playhouse. She looked around. No one seemed to be at home. So Snow White went inside. There she saw a table set with 7 places. She cleaned the house, washed the dishes, and set the table neatly. Then she prepared a delicious dinner with food that she found in the small kitchen. La 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 la, I'm so happy. La 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 la. By this time, Snow White was tired and decided to take a nap.
When it became dark, 7 dwarfs who lived in the house came home through the forest. "Ho, ho, 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 ho! Off to our home we go! Ho, 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 ho!" During the day, they worked in a nearby mine, digging for jewels. They were surprised to see lights on in their house and to smell food cooking. They entered the house carefully and found Snow White asleep on 3 of their beds. They stood around her, wondering how she got there and admiring her beauty.
She's so beautiful. Snow White soon wakened. But the sight of the funny little men did not frighten her. They were so jolly and friendly. They were so pleased with the way their house looked that they asked Snow White to stay and keep house for them. Well, she did stay, and the dwarfs and Snow White had many good times together.
The wicked queen soon learned from her magic mirror that Snow White was still alive. She planned a new way to get rid of the princess so that she, the queen, would once again be the fairest in the land.
Oh, that's Snow White! I will get rid of her!
She dressed as a beggar and went to the little house. When Snow White came to the door, the queen gave her a beautiful red apple.
Snow White bit into the apple. She fell into a deep sleep. She looked as if she were dead. The wicked queen was very happy. She thought that at last she would be rid of the beautiful princess forever. The wicked queen ran away through the forest. She got lost and fell from a cliff. And that was the end of the wicked queen.
About this time, the 7 dwarfs returned home. When they saw Snow White lying so still, they thought she was dead. Weeping, they built a beautiful crystal coffin for her and placed it near their house. They took turns staying with her day and night. One day, a prince from a nearby kingdom rode by and stopped to admire Snow White's beauty. "Ah, she's so beautiful,"
he said to himself.
The dwarfs told the prince about Snow White and her wicked stepmother and how happy they were since she had come to live with them. Every day, the prince stayed to watch over her. He fell in love with the beautiful princess and one day lifted the crystal top and kissed her forehead.
Immediately, a miracle happened. Snow White wakened from her sleep. She smiled and stepped out to greet the prince.
The 7 dwarfs were very happy once again and danced with joy.
Yeah, she's alive! How happy we are!
They realized that Snow White and the prince had fallen in love and wished to be married.
They knew that they would miss her, but she promised to come to visit them often.
So the dwarfs waved goodbye to Snow White and the prince as they rode away to the princess' palace. There they were married and lived happily ever after.
Children, wasn't that a beautiful story?